we have this indigenous peoples organization, ginatawag og pagdatua ning Bagobo Plata. So pagdatua is represents the whole Bagobo nation in traditional aspect. Pagdatua is parang ano siya, para siyang government ng uh, kabuoang Bagobo in kung saan man siya saan dito sa Davao, no. So parang dito sa Kalinan, dito kami naka-base kasi dito traditional center ng Bagobo. Even though traditionally yung Bagobo andyan din sa Metro Davao, pero gradually through time, no, pag pagdaan ng panahon, si akyata na sa mountainous area yung mga Bagobo. So today, ginawa namin yung pagdatuan na Facebook page. At the same time, we have this physical pagdatua dito sa Kalinan. Dito sa online platform kasi, it is good na andito kami so that our purpose is to make known na andyan pa rin pala pa yung mga Bagobo, kasi this sa modern world kasi sa panahon ngayon, parang kung titingnan natin, parang modern na lahat, halos wala nang nagpapahalaga sa mga kultura, parang ganon. Most especially sa Bagobo kasi ang Bagobo kasi is parang kami yung naging assimilated na masyado doon sa modern culture sa Visayan. And marami sa aming mga kabataan is nahihiya na magpakilala, unlike dun sa ibang tribo kagaya ng Ata at Matigsalo, rooted pa rin sila. So that kapag ginawa namin itong online platform na ito, through online platform na ganito, i-encourage namin yung mga ibang katribo namin na dyan pa rin pala yung may tumatayo pa rin pala, kala nila wala na. May tumatayo pa rin pala in behalf of all Bagobo Nation, na andyan pa rin pala tayo, hindi ba't we survive the test of time. And dito naman sa physical na grupo namin, we are conducting meetings every now and then so that to strengthen this connection among our people. Ancestral domains naman, yun yung mga lupa na inilaan para doon sa mga IP natin. Kasi noong unang panahon talaga, yung kabuoang Davao is lupa ng mga IP, no? So, in the long run, yung mga kalupaan is naipangalan na doon sa mga migrants, yung mga Bisayan, mga Tagalog. So that yung mga IP natin, wala na silang lupang matitirhan. So that gumawa ng paraan yung government natin na hindi na maibenta yung naiiwang lupa sa kanila. Kaya yun, ginawa yung mga ancestral domains, ipinangalan sa mga IPs natin. Ang ancestral domain ng Bagobo naman is itong Mount Talomo, doon sa barangay, marami yan, barangay Tamayong, barangay Manuel Janga, those areas. So, yung good practices na ginagawa ng mga IP natin is they are guarding these areas, na most of these areas naman po is yung mga forested area, no? So through this pag-issue ng certificate of ancestral domain title doon sa mga areas na yun, napoprotektahan yung mga area na yun, naiiwang mga tawag dito legacy ng mga naunang mga tribo. So directly yung tawag dito, pagiging steward nila sa ancestral domains nila. Kaya nga yun nga is more of forested area siya, jungle. So directly they are being stewards of the environment. Sa women naman, unlike nung una, siguro kalumang panahon, lalaki lang yung merong karapatang mamuno. Unlike today, yung mga women, yung mga babae, kababaihan, yung sa this organization na for them to be empowered, and then also to have position in the governance. Through the effort of the NCIP being the vanguards of our indigenous people communities, sila yung gumawa ng paraan upang ma-demarcate yung mga traditional boundaries nila at inisyuhan ng Certificate of Ancestral Domain Title. Kumbaga, kung may lupa tayo na tinitirhan natin ngayon, di ba yung lupa natin is being under the umbrella of original certificate of title or transfer certificate of title. Yung ancestral domains naman, yung mga traditional areas na bawal pasukan kahit sino-sino is under naman po sa Certificate of Ancestral Domain Title, so that maproteksyonan yung interest ng mga IPs sa mga traditional areas na remaining, mga traditional areas nila na hindi pa nagagal. So kasi kapag hindi binigyan ng hindi inisyuhan ng Certificate of Ancestral Domain Title yung mga areas na yun, so pwedeng pasukan ng mga migrants at pwedeng masira yung mga area na natitira para sa kanila.
One of our programs here in NCIP is the delineation and titling of ancestral lands and ancestral domains of our ICC's IPs. That is the process wherein time immemorial rights of the indigenous cultural communities are formally recognized by the state or the government. So the key word is formal recognition yung pag-titling ng ancestral lands and ancestral domains through the issuance of the Certificate of Ancestral Land Titles and Certificate of Ancestral Domain Titles. So we have that program. These CADTs, they are titled to the specific ICC-IP groups who applied for the titling of their land. It's a collective. By the way, the CALT is issued for the purpose of recognition of the rights of ICC-IP clan. So it's titled to a family or clan, a big family. And then the CALT is, the title is given to the whole community. If I may give some example, the Certificate of Ancestral Domain Title of the Unified Bagobo Tagabawa of the foothills of Mantago. Another example, the Certificate of Ancestral Domain Title of the Ata ICC's IPs of Pakibato District, Davao City. So that is how we issue titles to our indigenous peoples. It is by ICC IP. If the ICC's IPs apply for a title with other ICC IP groups, because through history they have lived together or intermarried with each other, they can also apply for a single title, like what happened in Moncayo, Davao de Oro, wherein the CADT is named after or titled to the 4 tribes of the municipality: the Mandaya, the Babawon, Mangwangan, and the Mungkuto. There are 4 tribes who are the recognized owner of the Certificate of Ancestral Domain. Aside from that, we do not stop in the titling of the ancestral domains and ancestral land. We also endeavor to have them registered before the respective registry of deeds, the local registry of deeds in the provinces. So the registration is also very important because it's like a recording or announcement to the whole world that the title is really the ownership of the tribe which it is titled.
meron tayong Indigenous Peoples Mandatory Representative, meron tayo nun sa City Council. So wherein 3 terms yung 3 years yung binigay na term per Indigenous people, di ba? So kung may ano tayo, may 5 IPs tayo, di ba? May Bagogo Plata or yung sa amin Jangan, Bagogo Tagabawang, Matigsalog Ata. Meron din yung Kalagan. So may IPMR tayo sa city, at the same time may IPMR tayo sa barangays. Through the efforts of these through the effort I mean through the joint forces of the NCIP, the local government unit, at the same time is sa DILG, na i-involve natin yung mga IPs natin sa legislation, yung sa paggawa ng mga choices, paggawa ng mga decisions sa community nila, sa most especially sa mga nasasakupan nilang ancestral domains. They all have the right to decide whatever yung gusto nilang gawin doon sa territory nila, without compromising the safety of the people, and also without compromising yung pag-protect sa environment.
Okay.
Yung mga IPs natin is being capacitated by the National Commission on IP. So maraming programs na ginawa to capacitate them, no? Siyempre sa leadership, dun sa mainstream leadership natin, aside sa traditional na leadership nila. So this mainstream leadership na ginagawa po, different projects na ginagawa for them.
We have this educational assistance program that we implement all over the region and all over the country. We have this project, IP civil registration, because lots of IPs whose births are not yet registered. So we have that program.
We have this CLUP sa mainstream government, we have this ADS-DPP naman for the ancestral domain. So sa sakop ng ADS-DPP yung different fields, no? Doon nakapaloob yung mga plano kung paano nila i-manage yung mga resources and how to manage the people, no? So doon lahat pero parang medyo broad yung sapin doon. Pero we have this plan, we have these steps na ginagawa ng government to empower the people, the indigenous peoples, and also to strengthen their partnership with the mainstream government. I don't know kung merong fund ang UN for the government dito. Pero for sure meron yan Pero ginagamit nung mga government natin dito, siguro walang knowledge yung mga IP. Siguro doon nila inilalagay yung mga funds for the projects. Pero kung UN to IP community na per se, wala akong information na gano'n. Nag-reach out yung UN to the communities po.
National plan, it is maybe we cannot say it's a national plan, because each ICC-IP group in the ancestral domain have their own ancestral domain sustainable development and protection plan. So each ICC-IP group has their own plans for their ancestors. Can I show you? These are examples of our ancestral. This is the Ancestral Domain Sustainable Development Protection Plan of the Bagobo Tagabawa ICC's IPs of Toril District, Davao City. We also have for the Mansaka of the Municipality of Mawab, Davao de Oro, STPP of the Kagan ICCs of Banay-Banay. So, this one, Bagobo Tagab is the same. Nandaya ICCs of Lupon, Davao Oriental. This one, Bongmal, Barangay Kinlawis, Palawan, Davao del Sur. This one, for the Bagobo Tagabawa, ICCs of Toril, Davao City, Bigu City, Santa Cruz, and Bansalan, Davao del Sur, and portions of Old Bulatukan in Israel and Kilala, North Cotabato. So, planning of for the indigenous peoples is really per ancestral domain because one, they are of different ICCIP groups, and there are also peculiarities within their ancestral domain that is different from the needs of other ancestral domains. So this is our basis. This is also our basis of delivery of the services to the indigenous peoples, because when these are made, these are planned by the indigenous peoples themselves. So the plans come from them, not from outside. They have identified their needs, their issues and concerns, and they also identified the projects which they want to come inside their ancestral domain. So this is their plan, and we just our task in making these books are implementation of data gathering, facilitation of activities, and packaging. But the ideas, the information, and all came from our ICC's office. So, as for national plans, of course, we have these national plans for our projects for delivery into our different IP groups. But even if it is our project, of course, it was conceptualized based on the needs of our IPs. So it's not really from up to down, but down to up, down to up. So what projects we implement to the communities, it has to be based on their needs, and they are the ones who identify us that we need this project. If we process the delineation of ancestral domains and ancestral lands, the petition has to come from there.
We have these guidelines naman po, no? Particularly kasi yung mga guidelines nagmumula lahat sa National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, no? So for example, we have these guidelines. Ibabalik natin yung ancestral domain kanina. No one is allowed to establish any project within an ancestral domain without a permission from the indigenous community, no? So parang let's take for example yung ARMM or BARM, no? So we have this whole country Philippines, and we have this separate parang separate yung BARM. Opo. So may BARM, and at the same time, ihahalin tulad natin yung ancestral domain sa BARM, wherein yung ancestral domain may mga managers yun, mga ancestral domain management office. Opo. Tapos yung mga head ng ADMO, parang sila yung counterpart ng mga dato sa BARM. So sa direktang pagkastorya, ang ancestral domains are the territory of our indigenous peoples, na kung saan they are the government of these territories, no. So ibabalik ko, yung ancestral domains, no one is allowed to establish any project within the ancestral domain kung walang pahintulot ng mga leaders ng ancestral domain mismo. So may inisyo na Administrative Order number 3 series of 2012, or yung tinatawag na guidelines, no, revised guidelines on free, prior, and informed consent, FPIC. So sa FPIC process, ito yung process kung saan hinihingi yung consensus ng mga IP kung ipe-permit ba nila na magtayo ng establishment kung sinong company or kung sinong entity na may intention to build project within the ancestral domain. Kunyari, for example, may isang tao, si Mr. A, gusto niya magtayo ng durian plantation. So the only way na makapagpatayo siya ng durian plantation is to gain access, to kumuha ng permit from the indigenous peoples na i-allow siya na magtayo ng durian plantation, and at the same time to lease an area within the ancestral domain na kung saan niya itatayo yung plantation niya. So ganon. So at the end ng FPIC process, yun yung tinatawag nating CP, Certification Precondition. Yun yung certificate na nag-prove na they are allowed by the IP community to establish that certain dun sa EDSDPP, yung Ancestral Domains Sustainable Development Plan. Dun po yung nakapaloob lahat. Kung may mga pagbabago po sa mga plans ng indigenous peoples, depende po dun sa situation ngayon. Kasi yung EDSDPP is being updated every 5 years. Parang CLUP din, Comprehensive Land Use Plan sa isang city. They are being updated every 10 years ba, or every 3 years. So that muhaom siya sa kung unsa ang situation karon, kung unsa ang situation after 5 years, pwede na to siya usbon. So in that way, no, ang atong mga indigenous peoples po nagkuan na lang bigit po na they are being one of the ginasangguni ba, ginapangayuan og idea. How about this IP plan for their for the future? So itong mga IP, dili na sila ma-behind with the plans of the government, because they are working closely with NCIP, and that NCIP is also reporting those mga kung sa improvement sa progress sa mga IP to the national.